So we're out in the garden and our battery is full, so this has taken 2.5 hours to charge. My grass in my garden is about 55 meters squared, so hopefully this should all get the job done. And this is the first time we're gonna use it, although we've still got all the plastic on it in some places. Try and get the rest of the plastic off. It is really satisfying taking plastic off new toys. Anyway, so this slides up and the battery slides in like that, and we've got our key and we pop it in. On this lawnmower, just to like a word of warning, once everything's on this, so the battery and the grass catcher, this thing is really heavy. I mean, it's still heavy when it's all folded up, but when it's all attached it seems a lot heavier. You've got 5 settings on here, so you can have it at number 5, so on its height, all 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the lever to do it is quite nice. So let's start the test outside by seeing how loud it is. Okay, so on the side of it, it says that it is 94 decibels when it's turned on, so I'm gonna whack this on here, and it says at the moment the highest is 56, so let's turn it on. To turn it on, we're just going to hold this button and pull this lever at the same time, so press and pull. And on this app it measured 72.6, so quieter than the 94 that it says on the side. So I haven't cut the grass in about 3 weeks, so it's pretty long, and at the moment we're coming in at probably around 9 to 10 centimeters. So I'm going to start on the first setting on the Ryobi, which is 5, and we'll see how much it takes off. We can see it's on setting number 5, so let's see how well it does. So after having it on the 5th setting, that has now come down to about 5 centimeters, and actually that's a really flush cut. That's a really nice smooth cut. You can probably see from behind how, bring this down, it's a really nice cut. So the battery is fully charged, only except for the small little cuts we've just done. So we're going to see if we can do the whole grass on a full charge, and this is on setting number 4, so hopefully it can do the job. So I'll start the timer and off we go. I'll just do the first bit normally on camera so you can see how easy or how difficult it is. Let's go. Okay, that's actually, I'm going to show you a close-up of that, but usually when I go against the flower beds I have to get the strimmer out to get it really close, but this has got it really tight up to it. Let me show you properly. So we have got some that have gone to the side, but if I show you right running alongside it, okay, look, it will still need to be trimmed, but it literally it didn't even leave maybe a centimetre of grass. Yeah, it's literally 1 centimetre of grass. So that blade can come right along the edge. And again, obviously I'm going to go back over what I've just cut, but it's a nice smooth cut. So off we go again. doing some nice cuts. So I'll speed it up. Let's do the rest of it. I really need to work on camera position because this is quite awkward, keep bending down. But anyway, I've done about a quarter of the garden and the bag's full, so I'll count how many times I have to empty it as well. So, but it's cutting really well at the moment, looking good. I'm still working on what's my best method, so I've been playing with a square this time, so I think it looks alright. But the slight problem I have seen, if you push it too quick, it's not the best at actually picking up the grass. So I'll show you. So at the start where I did it pretty quick, there is actually quite a lot, like in the actual lines. You can just see the lines, that's actually grass that's been cut. So, but if I go slowly, it doesn't do that. So if you do use it, don't push it too quick or else you're going to drop loads of the grass. I'm probably going to have to go over everything I've done just to pick up the excess grass. But don't get me wrong, I was still going to go over it anyway in case I missed anything. But it is quite a nice cut actually, nice and straight. I still got to do the back bit, but yeah, I think the Ryobi's doing pretty well at the moment. So this is bag number 2, which is now loaded. It's quite awkward, but it doesn't load quite easy. And then when you want to tip it upside down in the bag, there is actually a handle on the back. So little things, isn't it? Little things. So I'm going to show you actually cutting the edge, so you can actually see it like closer up, because it is actually really impressive. So let's empty this and we'll do that. So I've got a lawnmower down there, and I'm going to just cut this edge to show you how well it actually comes up to. So I've cut everything to here, so see how tight it gets. That is so impressive. Look how tight that gets up to it. Don't get me wrong, I have to brush it up maybe a little bit, but that is really good. That is so impressive. Okay, so I've actually cut all the grass, well, the most I can do with the lawnmower. Obviously I still need to trim, but with the edges, even though it did cut all the way along here and all the way along there really well, due to the front wheels being really well at the front, you then, like this area, you then can't cut. So area roughly 20 centimeters by, yeah, oh, that one's actually a bit more, maybe just the angle I went in, so probably about a 30 centimeter like square in each, so in each of my corners that I can't get. And also over here I have kind of, well, I've got these storage bins here, but due to the size of the lawnmower, which is roughly, if I go from the back of the handle to the front, which is nearly 4 foot, give or take, obviously I can't then cut in these gaps. I could if I move these, I probably could if I took off the grass catcher, but that's not the point, you know, it's supposed to catch the grass. So I'm going to trim this, and hopefully we can do it all on one charge, because at the moment we have still got 3 bars, so we should be able to trim it and cut the lawn all on one charge. So now we're about 4 or 5 days later, and now the grass is on average probably about just over 4 centimeters on average. So on the Ryobi, the other day we did it on 4, now we're going to do it on 3. Let's see how it cuts. remembering to do this one a lot slower because I know that it doesn't pick up the grass if I go too quick. So the next line. Now we're measuring, yeah, roughly about 3 centimeters on average. Again, we were a pretty straight cut considering I've been walking up and down this area for a minute. That's why it's flattened down a bit, but okay, let's do the rest of it. Right, so I've cut all the grass with the lawnmower. That only took probably 15 minutes or something like that. And on the battery, and that's quite bright, but we've used 1 bar on the batteries. Quite hard to see. So we've used 1 bar in 15 minutes. So it's done pretty well. You know, I'm still working on my cutting technique, but I'm starting to get the lines, although I think that's just from the wheels. So let me show you down closer. So this is right at ground level, so it does get quite a smooth cut. Maybe some little bits, but I'm probably going to say that's from me. But if you go slowly now, which I've learned, you do pick up all the grass. So yeah, all good. Okay, so we've got the decibel meter out again, and it's just peaked at 57. So let's just see if it gets higher. I'm going to presume when it first starts and it clangs, it's going to get higher. So let's go. So we peaked at 85.8 decibels, and on the side of it itself it says 92, so that's actually pretty close. Right, so now the strimmer, and the strimmer with everything on is really tall. I mean, I'm 5'9", and if you look at my nose, so this thing is really tall. And surprisingly, even with such a heavy 36-volt battery, it's maybe just the way it's balanced, it's actually quite nice to hold. And when I was just playing with it, something that I think is really good, you have to press the 2 triggers at the same time. So you have to pull this one, sorry, push this one, and then press this one. I need to adjust the strip line on it, but it actually has like a control system on it. So if you did it slowly, it'll actually spin slowly. I've got to adjust it, but I think that's actually pretty good. And obviously if you want to go full pelt, you just pull it hard and it goes crazy. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let me adjust the line and we'll start strimming. Right, hopefully I've adjusted it. So we're just going to hold the handle there, flick that and pull that. See how it goes. Yeah, I did that bit quite alright. Ow. Ow. Oh, a bit of that line just popped off and smacked me in the knee. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I cut it to size. So. You know what, I'm going to just trim off a little bit more. Let's take out the battery before I do that. Like that. And this is what I done last time. So I'm just going to trim off just a little tad bit more, and hopefully that should start. I'm going to show you my leg in a sec because that really hurt. I thought it would, there is like a little, I thought it was like a little blade on it that automatically cuts it when it gets too long. But anyway, let's continue what we're doing. So that's it trimmed. Admittedly, I'm gonna say, well, not admittedly, it's clearly I'm not very good at this, but it does seem to do it. I mean, it's all about control. So yeah, there we go. Right, so after cutting the grass and trimming, I think that on level 4, as we've done all the grass, it's done really well actually. It's cut it really nicely. Admittedly, I was having problems with the trimmer. Maybe that's just me being silly, but I will see if I can get it working properly. Because I'm going to cut this grass again in about 4 days' time because apparently I have to. But anyway, so for 55 metres squared of grass and to trim all the edges, how much battery did we use? We only used 1 bar of the battery. So that's really good. That's really impressive. So we'll come back in a few days' time, but at the moment the Ryobi's doing really well. Yeah, really well. So we're on 3 bars. We're going to trim it. I'm wearing sunglasses this time because this thing's pretty violent and I don't want it to fling in my eyes. Safety. Let's get to it. So after taking about 6 minutes, 7 minutes to do the garden, we've still got 3 bars on here. The more you use it, the easier it gets, and I think now it doesn't clash against it. I do get quite a smooth cut. And where the battery pack's quite heavy, when you hold the trigger, it actually kind of supports itself against your forearm, so that's quite good. The more you use it, the easier it becomes. But they've both done really well. For cutting the grass fully, it has taken 57 minutes, well, nearly an hour, and we've still got half a battery remaining, which is really impressive. Alright, so I've only got 1 bar of charge at the moment, so I'm going to start the stopwatch and switch it on. So let's see how long this takes. Time 17:19. Let's see how long it goes. I was going to leave this on a time lapse, but considering it's not even halfway and it's been 45 minutes, I'll leave the timer running and we'll just come back when it's done. Right, so it has literally just stopped charging, so we're completely full, and that took 2 hours and 20 minutes. So from a flat battery, this will take nearly 2.5 hours. There's a ridiculous amount of time to charge that, although it's a 36 volt, so there we go, 2.5 hours nearly. So, final thoughts of the Ryobi 36 volt lawnmower and trimmer. Now, this video has taken me a few days to do because typical British weather, it keeps raining and it looks like it's going to rain again, so I promise to be quick. Downsides. Ryobi customer service, because I got this from the Ryobi website, I don't think that customer service was wasn't very good at all. You know, they were quite hard work. Another downside is in that kit you only get 1 battery and it takes 2.5 hours to charge, although we do get quite a lot of use out of 1 battery, so I would recommend possibly another battery. It doesn't have to be a 5 amp hour one, but I would definitely recommend another one. But it does do the job on its own, I must say. The charger itself is okay because it's small and compact, but 2.5 hours, because you can get a fast charger, I believe I saw on the website, so maybe that would be more useful. The downside of the lawnmower, the only one I can really think of, is that it's really heavy. You do struggle to lift it with 1 hand. And the downside of the trimmer is that I can't seem to get the cord correctly. It seems to clatter. It does work, so maybe that is just how it's supposed to be, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm not a professional, you know, I'm just cutting the grass. So I would recommend this kit actually. Although it does cost 400 quid, I do think it's pucker. I think it's brilliant. That has cut my grass really well. I cut this a few days ago. It still looks good. It cuts it smoothly. It does what I want. I do think it is genuinely really good, but I will probably invest in another battery. Even though it did do it all in one go, I definitely recommend another battery. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.